So Sumit, do you know who's going to be the Rahul Dravid of this World Cup here in
Really,
Russia?
Rahul Dravid in Football World Cup.
Yes, because you're supposed to say big. Why is that, Sumit? You're supposed to say that. Anyway, Sumit has ruined the joke. But the point is, there's a guy called The Wall who plays for Senegal.
That way.
Yeah, and he's going to be part of the new discussion we're going to do right now about Group H, which comprises of
Poland, Colombia, Senegal and Japan.
Yeah, The Wall plays for Senegal, by the way. We'll come to that in more detail. So, to begin with, Poland here, we can expect a lot of goals because they've got the biggest potential star in all of this.
Poland is synonymous with Robert Lewandowski.
Main man scores goals for fun for Bayern Munich and for his country. He's a
top scorer, 51 goals.
For Poland, he's scored more goals than anyone else in qualifying to get them to this World Cup.
And the average of goal
was something I think almost 3 goals a game.
3 goals a game.
3 goals a game. So that's a side which is going to, and yet they almost didn't make it to this World Cup.
And that is because of the weak defense.
Yeah, I mean, they've got quality forwards. They've got Lewandowski, they've got Arkadiusz Milik, who plays for Napoli, was brought in to replace Gonzalo Higuain. Quality forward, finally after a lot of injuries.
The midfield also looks like with Gosowski and
Zielinski. They've got old veteran Jakub Blaszczykowski on the wings as well, again after some time out with injuries. And he's back and looking good.
But defense.
But that defense, I mean, because the only sort of defender there in that team who's really got any presence really is Lucas Piszczek, who plays as right back. I mean, this is not a great score. They've got decent keepers.
Again, but they will score a lot of goals, but
yeah,
teams will also score a lot against
them as well. So they're going to have to basically try to outscore every other team.
And especially in this group where
and in this group
we have Colombia and Senegal and Japan also.
And now looking at Colombia, obvious star man is James Rodriguez, Golden Boot winner last World Cup.
Back.
And that's the big one for them, right? Last time around, it was all about James at the World Cup when he took them to the quarters. This time,
it's Falcao plus James Rodriguez.
You've got Falcao has had 2 good seasons at Monaco.
Last season, 18 goals.
And after what was it? What were they calling him in the Colombian media?
They were calling him former football, ex-football. They had given up hope. I'm sure Falcao also had given up hope.
Any United or Chelsea fan who saw him playing for them also during those 2 seasons on loan would have also said he was an ex-footballer. But knee injury is over. He's back to his best, scoring goals. He gives Colombia a new dimension, and they've got other players as well. They've got Cuadrado on the wings. They've got
Carlos Sanchez in
midfield. People who will. So they've got a good mix sort of midfield going forward, and the defense is pretty good as well.
This young guy, Davinson
Sanchez, Spurs centre back, record signing there for something like 42 million, and a good signing though because he's fast, he plays well with the ball, he's strong, steps out and starts attacks. I mean, he did that for Ajax and he's done it for Spurs again this season. I mean, he'll be good. They've got Yerry Mina and other players in the backline as well. This is a
more complete side than Poland. Looks like a more complete side.
It's a much more complete side. Only problem, goalkeeper.
David Ospina.
Number 1 goalkeeper, David Ospina. He plays for Arsenal. He's had a bit of an up and down season for Arsenal and a very up and down
many
few
mistakes.
Months. Yeah, many mistakes. And a lot of problems even for Colombia.
In the qualifiers.
Yeah, qualifiers, one utterly daft decision in qualifiers and friendlies. He is going to be the weak link. Can that weak link then be exploited by Senegal?
I think the strongest team. Before I started researching this group, I was saying Senegal will be the Sadio Mane side. Let's call it the Sadio Mane side. But
no, this is a
proper side with a good mix of young plus veteran footballers. Yeah, it looks really exciting.
They've got a veteran keeper who's very solid. They've got a backline which includes one of the best centre-backs in Europe, The Wall, our amazing joke from before. He's partnered in defence by a bunch of veterans, by Mbodji, who's one of their oldest centre-backs. And their vice-captain was actually so good that Sadio Mane was willing to pay for his surgery. To make sure he made it to the World Cup out of his own money.
See, that is why I wanted to say Sadio Mane.
Oh, that's why. Oh, right. Okay. Sumit, it's fine. We'll try and avoid the jokes because I'm sure people.
And the midfield also looks nice with Kouyaté and Sané.
They've got Kouyaté, they've got Sané, they've got Idrissa Gueye. This is a solid central midfield.
We did not mention Sadio Mane.
And then we've not mentioned Mane at all. And then there's Sadio Mane in attack. Who can play anywhere across the front 3. He's got great pace, can create goals, can score goals. This is actually a stronger squad than they had 16 years ago when they made it to their only last other World Cup, where they knocked out the holders. They
went on to the knockout stages.
And they actually looked a decent squad. But this time, this squad is actually even better. And they have to be, because you're up against Poland, you're up against Colombia, and even the 4th team in the group,
Japan,
is not going to be a pushover.
And Japan's like attacking trio has more than 100 goals among themselves.
Yeah, as in more than 100 international goals. That's not something to be laughed at. I mean, they've got Shinji Kagawa,
Honda,
they've got
and
Keisuke
Okazaki.
Honda. And yeah, Shinji Okazaki, one of the guys who took Leicester to the English Premier League title in 2016. This is a great attacking
team. Again, defense-wise, pretty unknown.
I mean, Maya Yoshida is sort of the only sort of name we really know from there because of his Southampton playing time. The others don't really have a lot of, sort of big international experience. But
for me, this has to be the most exciting group, the last group of the World Cup.
I mean, I think we'll see lots of goals here. Maybe the defending won't be amazing, but there'll be great goals. I think in this, difficult to predict. I mean, Colombia.
We are not predicting from this. We are not doing that mistake.
Key match out from this group
would be Poland, Senegal.
I suspect, yeah, that'll probably be
Colombia, Senegal would be an interesting match.
All of these, I think every match here is going to be interesting. Poland, Senegal could prove crucial in determining who goes through in the group. So I think that's as much as we can really predict from this one.
Stay tuned for more updates
from the Quint on. This is the last of our groups, but more updates as the World Cup goes on.